Today we chat to the titans of South Africa's fashion industry. We're joined by Lucilla Booysen, CEO of SA Fashion Week, and fashion designers David Tlale, Gert, Johan, Coetzee, and Ephraim Molingoana from Ephymol to chat about the survival of the SA fashion industry post-COVID-19 and also what advice they have for designers in terms of what they can do now to prepare themselves to sustain their business post-COVID-19. Welcome to the Loft SA's Fashion Heavyweights.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm loving the elegant waves there. I just want to get straight into the conversation. I mean, with you, Lucilla, let's just start off with you. With celebrating 22 years of history of SA Fashion Week, which is a platform to help, tell designer stories nationally and internationally on and off the runway. How have you seen the fashion space change worldwide and more specifically the South African scene due to COVID-19?
Well, fashion has been proclaimed dead by so many people, and it is so not true. This is definitely not the end of fashion. So I believe that we have changed. I believe that things will be different. I believe that we will emerge with style. I believe in the South African designers, in absolutely all of them. They are resilient. They have built up a following that is absolutely stable, cemented in trust and in personal connection. And these relationships are the things of the future. And these relationships are the relationships that are going to carry our very brave South African designers through COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Now, David, Ephraim, and Gert, Johan, this question is for you. How have you had to quickly adapt your business and your designs under the pressure of COVID-19? And how are you able to navigate and managing the new norm?
Us as a brand, we've had to adapt quite a lot. First of all, we've had to look into the lifestyle of us as designers and our customers, and what do we do on a daily basis. Now, people work from home. People are lounging mostly. You have a fabulous top and pajamas or track pants and slips. So you got to understand what your customer needs, and the basic things like having to do masks and some essential, I would say, some of the items that we had to create as a business. So we cannot be naive and say, everything is just normal. It's not normal. We had to be creative on who comes to work, how many people come to work, how many people are able to work from home. So there's quite a lot of things that we had to adjust, not only in terms of creating the fashion, but making sure that our businesses are continuing. How do we navigate communication with our customers? Because people are nervous of going out to the shops. People are nervous of anything coming to their homes. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to make sure that you tell people your story and what you stand for, and to say, keep supporting local, because that's the only way we can survive.
Yeah. Ephraim, do you hold the same sentiment?
Absolutely. When the whole thing started, we all stay away and quickly have to think on first how you're going to make it in life as a designer, because, we don't get a huge support out there except getting support from your clients. Getting support from structures as well. Unfortunately, most of designers, we don't have things like UIF or whatever it's called, that you can go and claim some money out there. So you really have to work hard and think on your toes how you can make it that people can relate and want to keep, but still having your signature as well, because you can't just make any sloppy clothes and then thinking people want to buy that. So eventually we came with some kind of like really beautiful sweatshirts, sweat dresses and stuff like that. And then as the momentum started growing, and when we reopened our store in Sandton, we started seeing that people started coming in and buying clothes. And then that's when you realize people still want to have garments. People still want to dress up, whether they're staying at home. I've got clients who just wanted to have clothes and stay and dress and be home. I said, I can go to my meetings sometimes or go to work for 2 days, but I still want to look good, Ephraim. Please make me clothes, make me coat, make me this and that. And then eventually that's propelling, and then I started seeing the trends of people coming in or calling, and we're making, and as I'm talking to you now, I'm going to deliver some stuff to people's houses.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we had to adopt, yeah.
Ever busy. I mean, for yourself, Gert, Johan, we've heard the designers saying about keeping that signature aesthetic that you always have going in your designs. Now, with a lot of people wearing leisure wear, how have you been able to, you know, post-COVID-19 adjust? Because we know you for all the sparkles and the feathers and just doing the most.
You know what? I think this is such an exciting time to be progressive and innovative and just really think what's next and how you can express your creativity in this new world that we're living in. From our sides, we've been just really keeping our clients up to date by social media. I think that is such a beautiful part of communicating these days, that you do have in front of you the cell phone that you have in your hand every day. You can build a business and you can speak to the world through it. So we've completely been making beautiful masks. I mean, with SA Fashion Week, we have a beautiful mask project at Sandton City that was great. And I think it's just being progressive and thinking what's next and what else is possible. And through that, we've been very innovative. We're doing sweatshirts, we're doing all sorts of t-shirts. Our online store is booming. And I think what the big thing is for designers, the lesson that we've learned out of this is that we cannot be so event-based. I think for a lot of designers, everything we do is either a wedding or a fabulous event, especially the more high-end designers, where now we've learned that we have to push more leisure wear. Luckily, we have our perfume, so that carried us a little bit, and just really being progressive.
Yeah. Lucilla, we have to now go just into what the fashion industry means as a whole. It is, you know, one of the biggest and best platforms to get a message across the world. As creatives, how are you using the respective platforms to share knowledge and ideas to fellow creatives and help sustain the business in the fashion industry?
Well, we've been very lucky. I don't know if you know, but we've just the evening before last had a webinar where we spoke to 33 countries and 375 attendees. And we really find that people want to know about fashion. They want to know about the designers. And that, to me, is really the strength of the South African designers, because they have built a social media following and a following that will absolutely carry them through this. And this is where they've built trust. And if you look at our three designers that we have on the panel today, Ephymol, Gert, and David, they've all got completely different signatures. And that is the strength. Our diversity in South Africa is our strength. Most of them are going through this. They are making a living. They are helping their studio, like David Tlale said. They're helping and they are all building. So it's actually the amount of SMMEs that is important within this industry.
And, you know, this incredible fashion panel, finally in closing, I want to keep the positive momentum going that Lucilla kind of took us out on. We now are faced with a challenge, but we need to come out. And it's this resilience, it's this tenacity that we see as a Rainbow Nation trickling into the fashion industry. Now, Gert, I have to start with you. Do you feel that there is hope in rebuilding the South African fashion industry to what it once was?
Definitely. I think I'm very excited about the fashion industry post-COVID. I think it's going to look so different. And that is exciting. I think it's going to be way more sustainable. I think people are going to be more mindful when they shop. And I think people are going to shop more South African. So I love how the world has almost been pressured into supporting their own more and making do with what you have around you.
And that is so incredible. I'm seeing so many more shop spaces opening up a percentage to proudly South African Mzansi local designs. I mean, for yourself, David Tlale, where is your hope and where does it lie in rebuilding the South African fashion industry?
I think the most amazing thing is, you know, over the years, the South African fashion industry has been built. It's already solid. Now, all we need is to make sure that we mobilize it. And it may sound, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. We're grateful for these times that we are going through right now, because all our retailers have to start looking at manufacturing locally, supporting local designers, and making sure that we start looking at what we have as a country, as a continent, and also the government to look at cross-continental trading so that we don't have to be depending on the international markets to supplying us with whatever. So I'm saying where we are right now is very exciting for us as a manufacturing or as a clothing and textile industry, that we are now going to have to look within and make sure that we resuscitate the clothing and textile industry.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as David talks, I just get this incredible sense of amandla. Talking about the clothing and textile industry in South Africa, we need to keep this conversation going. Finally, from you, Ephraim, where do you see us placed within rebuilding the South African fashion industry?
I think first and foremost, the platforms like SA Fashion Week and other fashion weeks and other platforms that really propel and send a message out there and teaches people that there's a local designers that can be as big as international counterparts. I really need to be supported big time. If not by government or even private sectors, they need to do so. And I think what I agree with David, what he just said now, like we need to have all the people who've got money. They got to start supporting the sectors.
Said quite passionately, you know, as we bring this conversation and this incredibly powerful panel to a close, Lucilla, final thoughts, you know, for all those aspiring fashion future forward lookers, what can we look forward to the most?
Well, I think that we've seen a lot of retail bankruptcies, and I believe it's now the time for the creative fashion industry to just go. And I do believe that from great trauma comes creativity, great creativity. Our designers are amazing. They don't have to stand back. They will land on their feet and they will bring us beauty and they will bring us magic.
I'm certainly looking forward to all that beauty and all that magic that you speak of, celebrating all things South African fashion and making sure that we take our money and we circulate it amongst ourselves as creatives. Thank you again to this very strong fashion panel here for enlightening us on all things Mzansi local fashion. We appreciate it. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Again, South Africa, there you have it. Some incredibly great names in the South African fashion space. But what do you have to say? Where do you see the fashion industry moving forward to? Remember to use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Amandla to South African fashion.